All right, so in this video, we're going to be talking about profit loss ratio versus win rate ratio. So, whenever we hear traders talk about like win rate ratio, they always talk about how often that they win, but this can be very deceiving because win rate only tells you how many trades you're going to win in a certain sample set, right? So, if I say I have a 70% win rate, that means I win seven trades out of 10, right? But what if every trade that I win $1, but every trade that I lose three? That means out of 10 trades, I'm going to win seven of them, and I'm going to lose three of them guaranteed, right? But say if every time I win a trade, each trade that I win, I only make $1, right? That means I only made $7. Where each trade that I lose $3. So that means if I lose three trades and each trade I lost is $3, that means I lost a total of $9, which means that my P&L or overall profit and loss will be negative $2, even though I have a strong 70% win rate out of 100%. Okay. So this is why win rate can be so misleading, right? Because it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't necessarily tell the full story, right? Where, let me erase this. Where, if we were to talk about profit to loss ratio, this pretty much measures how many dollars you make for every dollar that you lose. So let's say I have a 2-to-1 ratio, right? So that means every time that I place a trade and I risk $1, so every time I risk $1, I'm aiming to make $2. All right. So if I place a trade and I lose $1. And if I place a trade and I win, I make $2. Okay, which seems pretty fair. All right. So let's say that I've taken 10 trades and I have a 50% win rate, right? So out of 10 trades, I'm going to win 5 of them, and I'm also guaranteed to lose 5 of them. All right. All right. So every time that I win, right, if I have a 50% win rate, I'm guaranteed to win 5 and guaranteed to lose 5. But every time I win $2. And every time I lose $1, which is half of $2. So if I win 5 trades, that means I've made $10, right? And if I lose 5 trades, that means I lost $5. And then my overall P&L is going to be plus $5, even though I only have a 50% win rate versus, well, let's say the 70% win rate I had over here. Okay. So whenever you're back testing or whenever you're trying to figure out pretty much like your win rate or whatever, it's cool to understand your win rate, but profit to loss ratio is far more important. Okay. So whenever you take a trade, I will always say if you're going to do, 1 to 2 R's, make sure you have at least, I think it's like 40%, right? Like you have to have at least a 40% win rate. So they can work together, of course, right? They can work together. But mainly pay attention to profit and loss ratio. Is far more important. It measures how much you make for every dollar or point you lose and showing how lucrative your system is. Where win rate just tracks how often you win trades, but it doesn't tell you the full story, right? So overall, I would say both are important. And the way that I personally view it is win rate actually helps you keep a healthy mentality, right? Like no matter what anybody says, I don't care what anybody says, to a degree, we do not like losing a bunch, even if we know that this is a probabilistic game. even if we know that, this is a 30% win rate, right? So we're going to lose 7 out of 10 trades, guaranteed. We're going to lose that. Those 7 trades that we're going to lose, even though we know that, we have an expected 30% win rate, those 7 trades that we're going to lose is still going to hurt us, or it's going to have us like not believe in our system, because those losses are consecutive, bro. Like, they can be consecutive, and if they are, you'll start to doubt it. As your capital and your money is starting to go downhill, you got to have so much conviction in your trading plan, and the only way you can do that is back testing at least 1,000 sample trades. Okay, so win rate can help with like your psychology. This is my little brain. Okay, this is my little brain here. Cool. So win rate can help with your psychology because, like I said, consecutive losses can really beat on your mentality. It can beat on your confidence, and it can decrease the confidence that you have in your system. And then profit or loss ratio is very important because at this point, we're talking about the moolah. We're talking about money. Okay. So even though we have a high win rate doesn't necessarily mean that you're making a bunch of money. But having a decent win rate can actually keep the confidence that you have in your system and the trust that you have in your system, and keep your mentality strong even if you lose majority of the time. Those winners every now and then will keep hope alive. Okay. And then your profit or loss ratio, this is what really matters because we're in it to make money. Okay, we're in it to be profitable over the long term, right? You got to think in probabilities. We can't look at every individual trade if it's a win or a loss and be upset, but look over a sample size of trades, like a large collection of trades for the most part. All right. So I hope this helped you know what to focus on the most. Right. Me personally, whenever I back test, I always do profit to loss ratios, and I'll show you guys right here. Right now I'm doing a challenge where I'm trying to back test at least 1,000 times minimum. It's a lot. So right now I am at 369. All right, so I got about 641 to go. No, 31 to go. All right, so I got 631 to go. So pretty much what I do here, if you could look at my sheet, I don't know if you see that, but I pretty much do points, right? Since I do a 2R, every 0 that you see, and I hope that you can see this. Okay, so every time I lose, I put a 0. A 0 represents 0.5 of a point. And then every time I win, it's 1 point. And every time I hit my big money setup, I have a specific setup where yields way more money than my normal ones, I put a number 2. And at the end of all of it, I add all the points up, and you can see I did 56 trades today. What was this? Plus 38, and then I lost 10.5. So then that pretty much brings me to like around 3.8 to 1. Right, so every $1 I lose, I make about 3.8. I know that's a little bit off a little bit. I think it's like more so 3.6. So every $1 that I lost, I made $3.60, and that is a profitable business. Okay, as long as I keep doing my same setups and I manage my risk. The only thing that can actually ruin this is if I manage my risk different on every single trade. I have to keep my risk the exact same, trading the exact same setup consistently across a large number of trades in order for this to work out. Because if I'm over leveraging some and I'm like, deleveraging some, it's not going to give me those consistent results. Okay. So yeah, I hope you got something out of this. And if this helped you out, press the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next one.